Welcome to Charles Darwin University graduation. Congratulations on your achievement. Now you stand ready to create a new world of possibilities. This is your CDU graduation. Graduands, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the academic procession is about to commence. Please stand and remain standing until the national anthem has been sung.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts, all beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Please be seated. Distinguished guests, graduands, family and friends, welcome. And a very special welcome to Professor Yalme Yunupingu, 2024 Senior Australian of the Year, who is joining us today as part of our academic procession. To commence proceedings, Dr. Aunty Billawarra Lee, OAM, is unable to be with us in person today, but was kind enough to record her welcome to country for us.
Mili Mapachua, Damerli to Gulumerijan. Good day, everybody. Welcome to Larrikey country. I'm sorry I'm not with you in body, but I'm definitely here with you in heart and spirit. My name is Aunty Billawarra Lee. I'm a senior Larrikey elder and the Larrikey Academic in Residence for Charles Darwin University. I wanted to congratulate all the graduates on reaching this point in your graduation. I wish you all the best and safe journey on your coming life journey. And remember, you will always be a member of the CDU family. It's my privilege on behalf of the other elders of the Larrakia Nation, past and present, to welcome to Gwawa Daranyiki land. You are walking in Larrakia land. When you leave, our message will stay with you. So I hope you stay in my country a safe and nourished one. And I ask the spirits of my ancestors to watch over you while you're here. All the ask in return, this is walk softly on Mother Earth and treat her with love and respect as the Larrakia people do. You have travelled the sacred lands of my ancestors. As every sunrise and sunset you have experienced here was the ancestors saying welcome. There was always a place for you here. We will not leave this beautiful place feeling the same way when you arrived. I wish you all the best. Thank you. Mama Bachua. See you later.
Yes, please join with me in thanking Dr. Billawara Lee for welcoming us here today. I know that Auntie B loves graduation ceremonies, and while she's not with us in person, she is definitely with us in spirit. I now invite the Vice-Chancellor and President, Professor Scott Bowman AO, to deliver the welcome address. I'm sorry, I did explain to you at the beginning how the ceremony worked, and there was one thing I forgot to say, is that the Vice-Chancellor likes to be really welcomed to the stage. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick reset. We're going to pretend that that bit didn't happen. I will announce it again, and then if you could really cheer, I mean, I'd appreciate it. So I'm sorry about that, and let's do it again. I now invite the Vice-Chancellor and President, Professor Scott Bowman AO, to deliver the welcome address.
Well, thank you very much. That was such a warm welcome and very, very unexpected. So thank you very much. So how wonderful was it to hear Auntie Billawara talking to us today. It's wonderful to see she's well on the road to recovery, and I look forward to her being here personally soon. As Fiona said, she loves graduations. Now, in terms of this building, she has a very important part because she was the one that really suggested the name. This is the Gulwa Austin Ash Hall. And I like that for two reasons. One, it really shows the university is about connection. So we call it a Larrakia word, Gulwa, and then Austin Ash. And Austin Ash, as many of you know, is a great non-Indigenous Territorian. So this brings the two sides of what this university is about together. First Nations people and non-Indigenous people working in partnership. The other thing that I love about the name is that word Gulwa, because what Auntie B tells me is Gulwa is a word which means meeting place, people coming together, and a place of celebration. And that's what we're here to do today, to celebrate. And I'm ready to celebrate. Look, I've got my graduation celebration boots on. Look at those. Huh? I've got my Swifty wrist friendship bracelet on. How many people went to see Taylor Swift? Anyone? Only one person? Oh, a couple over there. You're lucky, I didn't. I just got the bracelet. from RAF in media. So this is about celebration. This is a chance to really celebrate the achievements of our graduands over here, graduands that will become graduates during the ceremony. So make a lot of noise. Now this morning we also had a nursing and midwifery graduation. They set the bar quite high. They were made quite a bit of noise, didn't they? I expect a lot better from you. So I really want you to shout and cheer your folks as they go across the stage. Shout out anything that might embarrass them. If they had some silly little nickname when they were toddlers and babies, shout that out. This is a chance to get your own back for all the problems there have been over the years. So let's really celebrate. Now, there is one official piece of business. I have seen a lot of children and babies around. If the children start making a lot of noise or the babies start crying, we do have a rule at graduation, and that is that you are not allowed to remove them. You've got to keep them in the room. We don't mind a bit of noise from kids. It's a celebration. This is a wedding, not a funeral. So please don't feel you have to go outside if the kids start making a bit of noise. In fact, really, when Fiona gets up again and starts speaking, if you could pinch them and get them to make a lot of noise, that would be really good. So we are here to celebrate, and we are going to say a lot this afternoon, how wonderful they are. We're going to congratulate them, and we're really going to suck up to them over there. But we know the people that really should be celebrated are the people on this side of the room, you. All of those times, all that whinging and moaning that you've heard over the years. Oh, it's all too hard, I'm going to give up, the computer's broke. And of course, those words that you love to hear, can I have some more money, please? So I think it's a chance for you to thank them. So you lot stand up. Turn round and face your victims, loved ones. And you give them a round of applause. Okay, sit down, they weren't that good. Okay, so we're going to have a wonderful ceremony. I am so pleased that my really good friend, Auntie Graceland Smallwood, is here to give the occasional address. I hope you bought a pillow, because it normally goes on for 2 or 3 hours once she gets going. But Auntie Graceland is a living legend in Australia. And she also really, again, shows that connection. So Auntie Graceland has been a senior academic at James Cook University, at Central Queensland University, and is a great friend of this university. They are the 3 universities that are headquartered in Northern Australia. They are of and for Northern Australia, and they have come together into an alliance to work how we can work for the people of Northern Australia. And Auntie Graceland is very much part of that and really shows how the 3 universities come together. So it is wonderful to have you here this afternoon. So look, have an absolutely great time. Do please make a lot of noise. This is your chance to really embarrass them. This isn't going to happen again. So have a great afternoon, and I look forward to meeting you afterwards outside for refreshments.
It is now time for today's occasional address. It gives me my very great pleasure to introduce Professor Graceland Smallwood, OAM. Professor Smallwood is an Birregurra, Gubba, Kalkadoon and South Sea Islander woman born in Townsville. A registered nurse for 55 years, a registered midwife for 50 years, a lecturer in midwifery and a former consultant for the World Health Organisation. With experience in remote emergency nursing, HIV education and Indigenous mental health, Professor Smallwood was the first Indigenous Australian to receive a Master of Science in Public Health in 1993. She was awarded a PhD in 2011 from James Cook University on First Nations Australians' human rights. She has also received an Order of Australia Medal, the Deadly Award for Outstanding Lifetime Achievement in Indigenous Health, and been honoured as the 2014 NAIDOC Person of the Year. Please give Professor Smallwood a very warm welcome.
Thank you, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor Scott Bowman, DVC Professor Ruben Bolt, distinguished guests and graduates, registered nurses, paramedics and Bachelor of Clinical Sciences. I'd firstly like to pay my respects to the traditional owners, the Larrakia Nation, and to Elder Anant Balora for her welcome to country on this beautiful land. I'd like to say greetings in my Birugubba language from Townsville, Wadamuli, which means greetings and farewell. I'd also like to pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. And a sincere thank you to Vice-Chancellor Scott and to our DVC Professor Ruben. I'm absolutely honoured to be giving 10 minutes of my 73 years, just kidding. And I was allowed to give a couple of extra minutes. I'd like to start off very quickly with my journey. And born in Townsville in 1951, my dad was a fair-skinned child at the age of 3. He was removed from his community in Ayr and sent to the infamous Palm Island. He did not return until 1948, and he married my beautiful South Sea Islander mother in 1949. I'm the third eldest of 19 siblings, and I guess that's why I became a registered nurse and a midwife. My mum, a South Sea Islander woman, and her granddad was removed from Vanuatu with thousands of others to come to Australia as slave labourers. 61,000 indentured slaves, research has shown, has come over here to work. My mum's grandma was born under a tree outside of Burketown and had 4 children. 3 were very dark-skinned. My pop was one of them, and the youngest was fair-skinned. Under the Aboriginal and Islander Government Protection Act, they were all removed and sent to other reservations, and many didn't come back to their community. Government was allowed to remove our children and separate them under a Protection Act called the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Act. And the South African apartheid was modelled on most of the Act in Queensland. First Nations people were not classed as citizens. We lived in the fringe dwellings and under the Flora and Fauna Act. In the 50s, my schooling was Garbutt, Aikenvale and West End. I didn't like school because the curriculum didn't make First Nations students feel comfortable. And so I was bottom of the class right through primary school until an Aboriginal school teacher from Palm Island came to our school and said he was going to teach the true history of our country. And I was quite outspoken and challenged before that my grandfather said that Aboriginal people were here for thousands of years before Cook, Christ and Columbus. I was always in trouble, and my mother said, out of all of my children, you were a breech birth and you're very outspoken, but you've got to get an education. I then moved on to high school where I scrubbed pots and pans because we were under the Flora and Fauna Act, we couldn't get any assistance from the government. So I scrubbed pots and pans and babysat at a local hotel. Decided then I wanted to go nursing, and always hearing the grandmothers talking about grandmother's law, that your womb, if it's contaminated, she will cease to create life. Our Mother Earth is our womb, and if they can continue to contaminate her, she too will cease to create life. I moved on to nursing after I finished grade 10, and the matron said to me, "What can you offer me if I accept you as a trainee nurse?" It was just after 1967, and there was a referendum in this country, and over 90% of non-Indigenous Australians voted for Indigenous Australians to become citizens in our own land. I believe that matron accepted me in 1968 because of the referendum. My disappointment was the last referendum, which wasn't a good result for my people. But that referendum assisted me, and I did 4 years nursing, then midwifery, and travelled to rural and remote communities as a midwife and a registered nurse, and I travelled the world, and I was very privileged to do that. I was an activist because of interviewing all of our elders, and we had a 35-year gerrymander system in Queensland under the National Party. And then the Labor government got into power, and Wayne Gossett asked me to be one of his advisors under his minister, Ken McGalligan. 1989 was a very heavy year for us, as the National Aboriginal Health Strategy was written to close the gap, and the Royal Commission into Aboriginal Deaths in Custody. Both of those had many recommendations. The Royal Commission into Aboriginal Deaths in Custody had 339, and very few were implemented. Because of my health background, I was keen on implementing the National Aboriginal Health Strategy, and few of those recommendations were implemented, and I chaired the State Tripartite Forum. I also, under that leadership, I assisted in Queensland in the Cape York and 1 minute left. And the Premier Goss had actually known of my activism, and he said he was going to leave me be the leader. There were 3 of us for the whole state, and we implemented in 1991-92 the first Aboriginal health policy in Queensland from the NARS report. First Nations people lived with the impacts of various acts, and as I said, the Aboriginal Protection Act, the South African government was actually modelled on it. I assisted for 12 months at the Aboriginal Medical Service working as a volunteer nurse midwife 50 years ago, and then decided to go around the world. I also was asked by Nelson Mandela, after I did my Masters of Science and my PhD on human rights on First Nations peoples, to come to his country as a VIP guest and lecture around to the universities on human rights in Australia, as he actually said to his advisors that they didn't know very much about Australia, even though the apartheid was modelled on the Act. And it was kept a real secret country, and you as educated researchers would know there is so much research. One book I always use is John Pilger's A Secret Country. And so we've moved on from there, and I have been extremely privileged as a First Nations woman, having a Master's, a PhD and a diploma in mental health, but always advocating and telling the stories of what happened to my people of 100,000 years and how the gap is widening over a mere 200 years. And we must all come together as one if we're going to close the gap. I'm very thankful that universities really encourage First Nations culture, First Nations people to come in and join their universities. I've had the honour of working under Vice-Chancellor Scott Bowman, and I used to say he was kicking goals like Jonathan Thurston. And I'll go under my time, Vice-Chancellor, I'm nearly finished. I also had the privilege of living and working as a midwife and having a look at other cultures on First Nations people's reservations. 40 years ago, I received a scholarship with a group of other health workers from the Pitjantjatjara lands to go to China and learn about herbal medicines and learn about how they did caesarean sections throughout China, but also it was so important for me to learn about herbal medicines, as my relatives were nunkeries or traditional healers, and it was so similar. My travels have taken me everywhere, always remembering my elders who suffered dearly at the hands of colonisation, saying whatever qualifications you get, please don't forget your heritage and be proud of who you are. Never forgotten that. And in my nursing career, I've had so many wonderful nurses of all different races that have really helped me get on. When Scott said, oh, sometimes it's too hard and you want to pull out. The reason I wanted to pull out, I wanted to be a Black Panther before I finished all my training. So I studied the Panthers. I had so many wonderful non-Indigenous friends who did their own research and was absolutely horrified of what happened in this country. When I was presenting my PhD in South Africa, Rutledge was in the audience and they asked me, could they publish my book? Rutledge is a Rolls-Royce publishing company. So I said yes, and the book's been published. Mr. Mandela said during my visit that in my country we're having reconciliation with the truth. In my sister's country, they're trying to reconcile without the truth, and it'll never work. I'd just like to close now, and I spoke to Janine Gertz, who said, I watched Mr. Mandela's memorial. What's the world going to be like without him trying to bring the world together? As Mr. Perkins said, the past lives in us. We don't promote the past, but before we reconcile, we've got to tell the truth. And I'm very optimistic that my grandchildren and your grandchildren will be as one and promoting against violations of all human rights. And that's why I believe we've only just started to tap the iceberg on telling the truth-telling, and us all coming together as one, as every country has a human rights violations. But if you don't know what you're reconciling about, we never will. Graduates, congratulations. The world is your oyster with knowledge of truth and reconciliation. Watamuli, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Smallwood, for your inspirational words to our graduates. Please accept these flowers as a token of our appreciation. Today's musical presentation will be Dry Season, an original written and performed by Jamie Page. Jamie is a local singer-songwriter performing around Darwin as a soloist or with others in his band Fanciful. When he is not singing, Jamie spends much of his time working and learning with rangers across the remote top end. These wild and beautiful landscapes, the people and cultures inspire the fanciful music. Jamie has been studying and occasionally working with CDU since 1998, and this year graduates with a Certificate 4 in Music. In 2023, Jamie won the Songwriters, Composers and Lyricists Association National Songwriting Competition for Song for Whatever. Please give Jamie a warm welcome.
Hello. Works. Thank you for having me at this special day. Privileged to be here on Larrakia country. This song is about the dry season, which we're just entering into, so it's a really relevant song. So enjoy it. Feel free to stand up, dance, sing, whatever you like. 38 degrees, humidity's high. If I step outside, I think my brain will fry. So much to do, so much to be done. The house is a mess everywhere I step, but I can't raise a hand without raising a sweat. I'll do it all when the dry season comes. When the dry season comes, it'll be so cool. I'll plant some flowers, I'll clean the pool, I'll do it all when the dry season comes. I'll do it all when the dry season comes. Every day I'm praying for rain. Storm clouds come, but they just blow away. So much to do, so much to be done. The garden's a mess, the plants are gone wild. I can hardly step outside. So much to do, so much to be done. I'll do it all when the dry season comes. When the dry season comes and the dragonflies fly, mornings are cool and there's smoke in the sky. I'll do it all when the dry season comes. I'll wash the car, I'll walk the dog. Maybe I'll even go for a jog. Do some yoga and get a job. I'll do it all when the dry season comes. We'll sit by the fire and play guitars, stare at the moon and stare at the stars. Pull up the blankets, cozy and warm. I'll love you forever, at least until dawn. We'll do it all when the dry season comes. We'll do it all when the dry season comes. We'll do it all when the dry season comes. We'll do it all when the dry season comes. Thank you.
That was wonderful, Jamie. Thank you. And yes, it's very close, the dry season. I now invite the Vice-Chancellor to commence the conferring of awards.
Would all graduands stand? Chancellor, as Vice-Chancellor of Charles Darwin University, I submit to you candidates for awards as set out in this official list of graduands. I certify that those listed have satisfied the requirements for the award of those degrees, diplomas and certificates.
As Chancellor of Charles Darwin University, I hereby admit to their respective awards the candidates whose names appear in the official list of graduates. Congratulations. Well done. Family and friends, our graduates.
Would all graduates please take your seats? I now call upon the Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Professor Dominic Upton, to present the graduates from the Faculty of Health.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, graduates, families, friends and colleagues. It gives me great pleasure to celebrate the achievements of the graduating students from programmes in the Faculty of Health. Our faculty delivers innovative and contemporary teaching and research in the areas of nursing and midwifery, along with many allied health sciences. These include audiology, nutrition, OT, speech path, exercise and sports science, social work and creative therapies. And for the first time this year, we'll be having graduates from the Bachelor of Paramedicine. In addition to our nationally accredited courses, we support structured progression into other professional training such as clinical psychology. But there's more to come with the faculty leading developments in mental health, oral therapy and of course medicine. All of you will, I am sure, contribute to our community and to the lives of both children and adults. Your roles will have a key part to play in the health and well-being of both individuals and our community, whether this be through medical, psychological or social impact. You should be proud of yourself and your successes in your studies. Your future careers will make a real difference to our individuals and our society. Today we celebrate the successes of our graduates. I'm confident that every one of you has the potential to be a leader in their chosen field and to address the challenges in what is our brave new world. But this is just one step in your learning journey, and I hope that some of you might return to CDU in the future to further your studies. I'd like to offer my heartfelt congratulations to all graduates. This is an important milestone in your careers, and I'm certain that you are well prepared for your next life stage and your next adventure. Today also marks the fulfilment of years of anticipation for parents, families, friends, spouses, partners, whose support has contributed significantly to your success, and to whom I would also offer my thanks. Please enjoy this day. Chancellor, in my capacity as Pro-Vice Chancellor, I present to you for the award of Bachelor of Clinical Sciences, Malia Al-Aswad. Sean Bett. Glenda Jesus. Anaya Davafan. Annika Muller. Bea Denise Ortez. Ravneet Shinma. Tristan de Borota. Basil Tom. Meenakshi Unikrishnan. Chelsea Yu. Bachelor of Nursing, Sajid Zaman Abbasi. Larissa Ellie Anderson. Jasmine Page Andrew. Hannah Lily Poppy Baker. Isaiah Bubu. Nell Barlow. Mark Camille Bazaga. Liz Birkes. Srijana Bandari. Samjana Batari. Suchana Batarai. Karen Faith Pialobinas. Michaela Grace Borg. Samuel Borma. Jacqueline Therese Bradshaw. Emma Ray Brooks. Thomas Burns. Angelo Castro. Katie Chesworth. Man Young Chung. Abby Chikara. Serena Coyle. Amy Craig. Tian Cross. Steffi Dela Cruz. Crystal Ann Dixon Croker. Chloe Dreco. Keep up. Penny Ferris. Emma Field. Timothy J. Fitzgerald. Nibel Cecilia Garang. Aya Goodrich Cartling. Kaylee Marie Graham Bowman. Megan Joy Greco. William Green. Eleanor Ann Gunnell. Sugar Hall. Suzanne Jean Hannan. Sarah Saheed Hassan. Hayley Henriquez. Alicia Hortle. Jane Humby. Emily May Ives. Holly Elizabeth Jarvis. Sinithambi Jeevarandan. Benoy Joseph. Pratima Casey. Christina Kane. Masaray Kamara. Gangan Deep Core. core and deep core. Well done. Madison Kiernan. Taylor Kilsby. Pooja Rupakati. Robin Rajan. Stephanie Lagranio. Nada Mabs. Unisha Magatrutritha. Abigail Manley. Stuart Ua McGrath. Branka Milenovic. Leah Louise Morris. Ruramisare Musarapawanere. Pragyanapal. Anne Newen. Yvonne Carmel Nixon. Rebecca Jane O'Keefe. Ashley Allison Pearson. Brenna Piccoli Okram. Caroline Pollock Scowcroft. Alicia Marie Pope. Melissa Price. I'm now. He's one of our staff. Chela Lolita Rupasa. Samuel Rasensu. Anna Megan Roaston. Jua Shahab. Petronella Shanduka. Lynette Mary Silva. Aaron Joel Simpson. See on this one more page. Rebecca Louise Small. Don't wait. Go back. Sorry, my fault. Rebecca Louise Small. Lynette Strawn. Sandy Sue. James Cutty Thomas. Anna Louise Thompson. Torty Joe. Thank you. Christina Toms Patathil. Isabel Ubenez. Meditha Warnapura. Meng Yang. Frank Utuk. For the Bachelor of Nursing and Diploma of Child, Youth and Family Intervention, Karabi Badikaik. And the first graduates for the Bachelor of Paramedicine, Donna Byrne. Benson Chan. Calypso Annie Dudgeon. Harriet Hudson. Lily Kathleen Mason. Luke Stephen McCaughlin. Jamie David Robson. Manmeet Singh. Chancellor, that concludes the graduate presentations for the Faculty of Health. I now call upon the Director of Menzies School of Health Research, Professor Alan Cass AO, to present their graduates.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. I'd also like to start by acknowledging the traditional owners and custodians of the land, the Larrakia people, and to pay my respect to elders past, present and emerging. I'd also like to acknowledge First Nations people here present today. Can I thank Professor Smallwood for her incredibly learned occasional address, which addressed issues of such importance to us here in the Territory and nationally. It's wonderful to have Professor Yunupingu here with us, someone who many of us have had the privilege to learn from and work with over the years, someone who speaks so deeply to ways of working together in two ways, learning that will benefit all of us in the Territory. Thank you. And I look forward to Stuart McGrath's address now. There is a remarkable young man from the Territory, again, one whom many of us have had the privilege to do some really important work around how we train health professionals in the Territory so that they can work well with Aboriginal and First Nations Territorians to get the care they need and deserve. Chancellor, Menzies was established here in the Territory under an Act of the NT Parliament in 1985 to advance knowledge in relation to human health and to seek to discover the causes of disease and illnesses. We work to improve the health and wellbeing of people in the Territory and across our region by doing practical and rigorous research that is of the highest quality. We want to achieve a real and measurable impact through our work. Sometimes in the Territory, we're too quiet about the quality of work done here in the Territory by our educators, by our medical practitioners and our researchers. We might feel that we can't compete with those big universities down south. I want to say very clearly that is not true. It's through the local partnerships between communities, doctors, nurses and health workers and researchers who also deliver healthcare that we do the best work, that we're successful in obtaining national and international competitive funding, and we address the major health problems facing our communities. In Australia, the National Health and Medical Research Council is the funder of medical research. In 2023, It awarded $881 million in competitive research funding. 69 universities, research institutes and health services submitted 4,443 applications for funding to the NHMRC. Each of those applications takes months of work. Nationally, 1 in 7, or 14% of those applications are successful. At Menzies, we had the highest success rate of any university or medical research institute in the country in 2023. "52% of our applications were successful, and this has happened regularly over recent years. We need to celebrate such successes in the Territory, and we need our young Territorians to realise that there are educational pathways, opportunities, ways to train in the health professions, and we're seeing these wonderful graduates today, and do world-class research here that will make a difference. The PhD students graduating today undertook research using genomics to understand patterns of infectious disease, worked to develop strategies to address gastroenteritis, working with Aboriginal families and children, and developing specific smoking cessation programs for the carers of sick children. These people are doing that high quality research. They, and our students graduating, are the people who will make a difference for us in the Territory. It's a pleasure to participate in this ceremony. Chancellor. In my capacity as Director of Menzies School of Health Research, I present to you for the award of Graduate Certificate of Epidemiology, Jacqueline Willits. Graduate Certificate of Infectious Disease Prevention and Control, Divyesh Thasia. Graduate Diploma of Public Health, Amaya Davey. Master of Public Health, Nicola Lee Coulter. Panada Dwangpanya. Crystal Lorench. Amelia Peters. Michelle Milana Press. Joyce Tatenda Ruparanganda. Tamika Louise Williams. Master of Public Health and Master of Health Research, Aditi. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of coursework graduates from Menzies School of Health Research. Chancellor. I now present the doctorate graduates from Menzies School of Health Research. The PhD is awarded on the basis of in-depth research conducted over an extended period of between 3 to 5 years and up to 10 years for part-time students. The research is assessed by a national and an international panel of experts who determine whether the research makes a significant and original contribution to knowledge. The candidates today have met those demanding criteria. First Nations people are the original researchers, scientists, teachers and environmentalists of the land on which we gather today. In recognition of this, we present to our female graduates a local Larrakia message stick and to our men a boomerang. Message sticks are a form of communication between First Nations people, often employed in communicating over long distances. The Larrakia design represents salt water. The boomerang represents knowledge that has existed amongst First Nations Australians for tens of thousands of years. Significant knowledge is applied to making boomerangs, what wood to use, where to find the wood, how to manufacture the finished product, and the tools required to make the boomerang. Boomerangs are used to hunt, food, to make music, and for ceremonial purposes. This knowledge has been translated through the generations and is part of the traditional knowledge systems that remain strong across the Northern Territory, Northern Australia, and beyond. Charles Darwin University honours and respects this knowledge. We therefore take pride in presenting the message sticks and boomerangs to all our PhD graduates. Chancellor, I present to you Ella Moyman. Ella's thesis is titled Using Genomics to Understand the Epidemiology of Infectious Diseases in the Top End of Australia's Northern Territory, and as supervised by Professor Bart Curry. I now present to you Dr. Ella Moyman. Chancellor, I present to you Bianca Fleur Middleton. Bianca's thesis is titled Strategies to Reduce the Burden of Gastroenteritis for Aboriginal Children and was supervised by Professor Anna Ralph. I now present to you Dr. Bianca Fleur Middleton. Chancellor, I present to you Sukalula Moyo Nuwagawa. Sukalula's thesis is titled Exploring How Healthcare Staff Can Provide Targeted Carer Smoking Cessation Programs in Paediatric Hospital Settings to Reduce Smoking-Related Childhood Illness. Her PhD was supervised by Professor David Thomas. I now present to you Dr. Sukalula Moyo Nuwagawa. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of the doctoral graduates. I'm honoured to witness and be part of this ceremony. Thank you, Chancellor.
I now call upon the Vice-Chancellor to present the university medals.
Chancellor, each year the university awards medals to the most meritorious students from the higher education and vocational sectors. And Chancellor, after working in many universities around Australia, we are pretty stingy with our medals. We don't award many compared to some other universities. So to win one of our medals is a real achievement. These are the two categories of the medal. So we have the higher education medal and the vocational, and we have the university medal and the Chancellor's medal. Chancellor, as the recipients of the university medal in higher education for their studies in Bachelor of Nursing, I present to you Jasmine Page Andrew. Chancellor, very unusual to have two medals at one graduation, but we are lucky enough to have that today. The recipient of the other medal in higher education is Megan Joy Greco. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of the medals.
I would now like to welcome Stuart Yua McGrath, who is highly recommended by the Faculty of Health and will speak on behalf of the graduates.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed Acting Chancellor Emeritus Professor Charles Webb, distinguished guests, the VIPs, Professor Yelme Yunupingu, 2024 Senior Australian of the Year, who also happens to be my auntie. Thank you for coming. Professor Gracelyn Smallwood, OAM, and the revered graduation team, in this moment of profound significance. I stand before you as a graduate and a speaker, humbled and grateful for the opportunity to address this esteemed gathering. I want to thank the Vice-Chancellor and the VIP guests for joining the graduates and celebrating this special occasion with their presence, and the graduation team for their leadership and tremendous guidance for this colossal event today. Allow me to introduce myself with a sense of pride in my heritage. I am Stuart Yua McGrath. I am a proud Yolngu man from the Gumach clan. I come from Elko Island, or culturally known as Kalwinko East Arnhem Land. I also want to express my deepest respect to my elders past and present in recognizing their lived experience, wisdom, and guidance. I weave the richness of our Gurdungara Rome, parliamentary laws and democracy. Ka Yolngu Darok, Yolngu language. Ka Yolngu Gorangai Darok, Yolngu academic language. I take this time to thank my Gumach elders for transferring Darlach Maralicha. Darlach Maralicha is the name of my Gumach clan's intelligence. The Yolngu comprises of 16 clans, and each clan has specific names for their intelligence relating to their land and spiritual beings. In this acknowledgement, I pay homage to the traditions that have intricately shaped me through my journey to maneuver through the Western and Yolngu world with equilibrium. A balancing act between two cultures. embarking education has evolved into a profound journey of self-discovery and academic growth. The driving force behind my relentless pursuit of knowledge lies in a solemn commitment to work towards enhancing health, equality, and outcomes specific to the cultural needs of the Yolngu communities. The need to championing cultural safety within the complex tapestry of healthcare mainstream settings, which is dominantly measured by Balanda Western metric system. So I never grew up wanting to get into the health profession. Truth be told, this aspiration and inspiration to make a change to the health of my people started at a younger age. Sadly, I've witnessed a lot of suicide attempts, actual suicides when I was 12. So the high rates of early onset rheumatic heart disease, renal disease in young people, and those under the age of 50 years. Those that have passed had more life to live and many more cultural stories to pass on the younger generation. But due to health inequities, social disadvantages, and the high rates of chronic disease in many communities across East Arnhem Land, specifically in Gullenku, where I come from, I am witnessing the results firsthand, as I personally had to bury my mother and members of my own family who had passed due to preventable disease, chronic disease, way before their time. I realized very early that there needs to be a dramatic change to our healthcare and education systems to be more culturally responsive and safe, to encourage more Yolngu people to participate in education course and gain the qualifications to work within the healthcare system, both public and primary healthcare. Due to many health challenges I've witnessed during my time as working in the healthcare environment, I've acknowledged that there is need to be cultural processes put into places to assist with Yolngu patients when presenting to see the Balanda doctors and nurses. One barrier is language, and I've been involved with NRL and Alan Cass in Menzies doing that in my research capacity. So misinterpretations of biomedical advice being given. Knowing I could make a difference and assist my people, I decided to get progress from my AHP profession and go to university to get a bachelor's nursing degree. In this profession, to help my people have a better understanding of the biomedical language. Now that I am fully equipped with my nursing degree, it is important that I go back home to my country and be the bridge between two worlds, the Yolngu and the mainstream society. As we collectively celebrate this significant milestone, let us carry the torch of knowledge with a shared vision, creating a healthcare landscape that is not only scientifically advanced, but also profoundly compassionate, inclusive, and culturally responsive and sensitive to the Yolngu community. In closing, let this achievement serve as a testament to the resilience within each of us. May our shared commitment to advancing health and fostering cultural understanding illuminate the path toward a brighter, healthier future for all. As we step into the next chapter, let us be inspired by the challenges we overcome and the unity that brings us together. Thank you for your attention and sharing and celebrating this remarkable moment. Ngaya jang award panja gorili na maror tawe wang dona. Jawro wit yon wanara kara nuwar joan jir prajuan ma. Jir prajuan ma lala murma make ko yara yara. Ngire manga mulamul yara dapoda po molotchi. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart, for that wonderful speech on behalf of all of our graduates here today. Please accept these flowers as a token of our appreciation. I now call upon the Chancellor to deliver the charge to graduates.
Graduates, please stand. As newly conferred graduates of Charles Darwin University, it is at this stage in proceedings that we conduct a turning of the tassel ceremony. This is a long-standing university tradition that officially symbolises your transition from graduand to graduate of Charles Darwin University. Please now move your tassel from the right side of your mortarboard to the left. I charge you as graduates to maintain a commitment to lifelong learning, to strive for truth, integrity, and compassion, to contribute to your chosen profession, and by the application of your abilities to support and nurture the communities that you are part of. I charge you to take with you the spirit and resilience of the Territory. Walk softly but proudly in the knowledge of your profession. May your achievements bring honour to your university, your chosen profession, and to yourselves. Good luck.
Would all graduates please take your seats in preparation for your Guard of Honour and the closing of the ceremony.
Every new day begins with a choice. The choice to make time for what really matters. To use every opportunity to work toward our goals and to make every day count. Once we committed, we knew it was possible. Today is a time to celebrate and reflect on what we achieved. It wasn't always easy. We had our doubts. And the juggle seemed impossible. The early mornings and the late nights. When the inspiration was not there. The search for perfection. We just wanted to get it right. But for every challenge faced, we always had the end in sight. We found our inner strength and determination. We found support along the way. We used perseverance and passion to reach our potential and to find our new world. It all comes down to this moment. A feeling that will live with us forever. To share with the ones who've inspired us. To become the person we were meant to be.
Graduates, distinguished guests, families and friends, the procession will now prepare to form a Guard of Honour for our newest graduates. The Chancellor and Vice-Chancellor then invite you to join them in the Student Square for light refreshments. Please now stand with the procession and remain standing until the graduates have left the room.